Hey guys, so it's part 2 of the postcard. So I know we've done this in class together. It took us 3 days, but we got it done. But I'm gonna finish it here in this video. Feel free to fast forward to wherever you need to be so that you can finish your postcard. All right, so my postcard is right here, postcard video, so I'll open it up. And first thing I'm going to do, first thing you should probably do is go to your workspace and reset your essentials. The other thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to go to View and I'm going to click Fit Artboard in Window. That way I'm focused just on this one section. All right, so I've got some things here. I've got part of my boat. My boat is not complete. I have my diamond. I have this nice little X, and I'm just moving things out of the way right now. I'm going to start with my mountain. This is going to be a mountain. So I'm going to need 3 of these. This first one, I'll change the color to, I'm going to move it to swatch. I'm going to go with something dark. So that'll be my first mountain. From here, I'm going to copy it, edit, copy, and edit, paste, and there's my second. It will go, we'll maybe put it right here. It'll be a little bit behind. To make sure it's behind, go to Arrange, Send to Back. It's going to need to be a little bit lighter, so I'll change it to maybe a color like that. And actually, I think I'll kind of bring it over here a little bit. This one I might make a little bigger since it's closer to me. As things are closer to us, they're larger. As things are further away, they're smaller. All right, make another copy, edit, copy, edit, paste. This one will be furthest in the back. I will probably reduce this one in size just a little bit, and it will go to the very back. So I put Send to Back, and then this one will be my lightest. So test out some colors, see what you like. This is kind of a grayish color. I sort of like that. So these will be my 3 mountains. I will end up duplicating these later, but for now I've got 3 mountains. I'm drawing a box around it, which helps to kind of group them, and then I click Group. So now that this is a group, I can move this over, and I'm done with that. All right, so we have this circle from earlier. And why did we need this circle? Because we're gonna make some bones. So if we open up our tools, you want to go to your line segment tool, which is typically your rectangle tools. What you see, the line segment's way at the bottom. So go to your line segment tool, and you're going to just draw a line, and it can be like 1.5 inches in length. Mine is actually 1.51. Not really a big deal. If it matters to you, you can always go to your measurement window in the properties, and you can change it. So here's the line. The line right now doesn't have a stroke, and that's why you can't see it. So I'm going to first click on it. So go to your selection tool, click on your path, go to your stroke, and you're going to pick a really light color for this since it's going to be a bone. You could go with the really light one if you want to, which would be 5% black. This one I believe is 10%. So we'll go with the 5%. We'll see how that looks. This is going to be 15 points wide. So I don't have 15 on my menu. I have 14 and 16. So right now this is at 16. If I want it to be 15, I just drop it with the arrow, and now it's a 15 point. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go to Object, I'm going to go to Path, and I'm going to go to Outline Stroke. And now what I've just done is I've turned this line into a shape. Okay, so this will be part of the bone that I'm about to make. I'm going to need 4 circles, so I'm going to go ahead and hit copy and then paste, paste, and paste. Okay, so there are 4 circles here now. And the next thing I'll do, I might straighten out this, oops, I might straighten out this shape here so that it is a 0-degree angle. And did I get that right? Let's just double check that. That looks good. Okay, so I've got it going straight across just so it'll be easier to attach the bones to this. Now I'm looking and I'm thinking these might not be the same gray, so I might have to go back and check what gray I have here. I don't have the lightest gray, so since these are bones, I'll go with the lightest gray. That's the lightest gray. Oops, this one. Change the gray. I should have done this before I copied it. I didn't realize I had different grays here. Would have certainly been easier to just copy them all with the right color, but sometimes we don't. All right, so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to line this up, and I want it to intersect. And you can see how it's intersecting on the end there. See how I've got that angle? So I'll let go of my mouse and I'll let go, and it'll stay right where I need it to be. I'm going to move this one. I need this one to also line up, and that looks good. All right, have my second one in there. Now I might separate these slightly. All right, now this one. There we go. And this one. All right, so again, I feel like I want these to lower, and if I draw a box around this, I can kind of see where things are lined up. So I can see that this circle, if I bring this down further, let's see how this looks now. That works out much better. Okay, so let's kind of do the same thing here. I need that center to touch the bottom, so I'm going to bring this down, make sure it's intersecting where I need it to intersect. Okay, so it seems closer. There we go. All right, so I'm going to group these, and again, group is down here. So I want to first make this at a 45-degree angle. So if I hold my shift key while I turn, I should be able to get it to exactly 45 degrees. Now I should be able to let go of my mouse and it should stay. Did it work this time? It appears that it did. Now here's what we're going to do to duplicate this. We are simply going to choose Object, Transform, Reflect. And this time we want it to reflect vertically, and we're going to click copy. So now it makes a duplicate, and it duplicates it exactly at the place I need it to duplicate, so it looks like a perfect X, similar to what we did here. All right, so now that the bones are finished, I'm going to just draw an X around them. I'm going to group them, and now they're complete. All right, the next thing we're going to do is we're going to make the sail for the boat. So this is a little bit different. What you're going to need to do is, first of all, you're going to need to get this tool. This tool right here is called the shaper tool, and chances are this shaper tool is in this menu. To get to this menu, go to the 3 small dots there, click on the menu, open it up. This is where all of your other tools are. So there's a lot of other tools that weren't up here when you started out. It's called the shaper tool. It's usually somewhere in the middle. Let me see if I can drag this back, and I can't, but mine is already over here because I've already used it. So find this tool. It's a circle with a pencil. It'll say, when you hover over it, it'll say shaper tool. You can also click Shift N. If you click Shift N, you should be able to get the tool that way as well. So when you have this tool ready, this is a lot of fun. Watch what you can do with this tool. This tool creates shapes. Okay, so let's say you're drawing and you're making a quick circle. It just made a quick ellipse for me. Maybe I want to make a quick triangle. It turns it into a beautiful triangle. Maybe I want a great square. It takes my square and makes it an awesome square. You can experiment with all kinds of shapes with this. Honestly, it's always going to go for something geometric. But here's the other thing you can do with this. Watch this. You can scribble things right off. So if you don't like it, you just get rid of it. Scribble right over it, it's gone. So we are going to make a circle, okay? Because this circle is going to be part of your sail for this boat. So I've made this circle. I'm going to maybe enlarge it a little bit. Make sure the pink crosshairs stay, because you want it to be a perfect circle. Otherwise, you're going to have an ellipse. If you hold the Shift key, that will ensure that your circle will stay a circle. All right, so the next thing we're going to do is we're going to, they call this punching and combining shapes. It's kind of interesting what we do here. But the first thing you can do, if we click back on this, is we can actually make a second one by clicking our Shift and our Alt key at the same time. If you click your Shift and your Alt key at the same time and then drag, as long as you drag away from the original circle, all you have to do is let go of the mouse and then let go of your keys, and you've got your second circle there. Okay? So again, if you need to see that one more time, let me just do it one more time so that it sinks in. So here's the circle. You made it with this great little tool here, your Shaper Builder tool. Okay, so there you go. You made this shape. Awesome. Now we're gonna get rid of it. There we go. All right, but now what you want to do is, first you want to select it. Then you want to go back to the Shaper tool. Okay, so the circle is selected. You've got the Shaper tool. All right. You're going to hold down 2 keys. You're going to hold down your Shift and your Alt key. All right. So when you hold your Shift and your Alt key at the same time, then click your mouse, you will be able to drag a second circle next to it. Let go of the mouse first, then let go of your keys. It doesn't matter how far away the circle is, just make sure they don't touch. Okay, if they touch, this won't work for you. All right, the next thing we're going to do, we're going to go back to our shape tools, and right now we have the line segment picked because we used the line segment when we made these bones. So I'm going to click the line segment tool, and then I'm going to click the rectangle tool. All right, and so starting here, I'm going to create a rectangle that will connect these two circles. Okay, and ideally they're going to hit right in the middle and they're going to intersect. You should see the word intersect. All right, when you think you got it, let go. Click on your selection tool if you just want to look at it to make sure it looks right. All right, so it kind of looks like a capsule of some kind, like a tablet, you know, like a Tylenol, something like that. Looks like some kind of a tablet. And so the next thing we're going to do is we're going to take this shaper tool, and we're going to actually get rid of this whole circle. So when I do that, it got rid of the circle. Okay, did you see how we did that? I'll do that one more time. Okay, I'm gonna show you one more time. I don't have it selected. I just go to the shaper tool and I squiggle inside the circle, and you have to get the circle, because if you don't get the circle, then you're not going to get the whole shape out. Like if I did only a piece of it, if I only did this much, it wouldn't do what I needed to do. Okay, so it would only take out that section. So you've got to make sure you go into the whole circle, and then you get that sort of curved line there. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to give me 1 second here, guys. I apologize. Quick message to my husband. Forgive me. Okay. The next thing we're going to do, we're going to take that shaper tool, and now we're going to go right inside this circle, because that's all we want to get rid of is just that line there. So now I've gotten rid of that line. Okay, so now I have a shape that looks something like this. All right, we're very, very close. Now there's one more thing you can do. Okay, so you have this merged group now that we call a shaper group. Okay, what we want to do is we want to click the arrow widget, which is this right here. So to get this arrow widget, you have to click on your shaper tool, you have to click on the shape itself, and then you're going to get this little widget tool right here. Okay, and once you get that widget tool, what you can do is press the Alt key. All right, you're going to press the Alt key because you're using a PC, and then you can, whoops, try that again. There we go. And so now when I drag where that bounding box is, it kind of brings it in a little bit. And if I feel that I want to do the same thing here, I can do the same thing here. And so instead of it being so round as it was before, now it's just not quite as round. Okay, if you liked it the way it was, you know, you can always do Control Z. It's up to you. All right, but I think I'll just bring in one side of it. So again, there's the little widget there that's going to allow me to kind of reconstruct this, and then I will hold down my Alt key. Okay, and I again, you'll have to forgive me because keep in mind you guys are on a PC and I'm kind of on a Mac, And so sometimes things are slightly different. All right. I'm going to stop with that. I'm going to get rid of the outline. I don't want an outline around this. And I'm going to bring my boat down. There's my sail. Maybe I want my sail a little bigger, so I'll just stretch on it a little bit. I don't need it to be too big, but that'll be my sail. Okay? So group these so that in the future, when it's time to move this boat, you can move it, and you can move it as a single object. All right, are we missing anything? I think we have everything. We have our boat, we have the bones, we have the X, we have the mountains, and we have the diamond, okay? And we will be repeating some of these things. So now we get to the final stages of this. So we're very close to the end. The first thing we're going to do, we are on Artboard 2 right now, okay? And we want to go to Artboard 1. So there's a little arrow there, and all you have to do is click it, and now you are on Artboard 1. And this is where we're actually going to lay out the front side of this postcard. We're not going to do anything with the back side of it. All right, so we will begin by going to File. We will go to Place, okay? And you will look for that island picture. It's called Island Ping. When you see Island Ping, I want you to choose it, and you're going to hit Place. When you do, you're going to see something that looks like this, okay? It's just a tiny little thumbnail of that island. You're going to place it. I believe you probably just need to place it on the corner, because this island is not necessarily going to go to the edges of the postcard. It doesn't need to be part of the bleed. So when I place it, that seems good enough. It's you know, everything seems pretty centered. I will say maybe I could shift it over a little bit so that in terms of being centered, this and this are somewhat centered. All right, this is nothing more than a rasterized image right now, okay? It's just a low quality image, and I want to turn it into something that I can actually work with. These can become paths, or they can become shapes that I can change the colors to. I can do whatever I want. So you can experiment if you want to. If you choose low fidelity photo, you're going to end up with something that looks like this. You're not going to have a whole lot of colors to it, but it's going to look like that. You might try 6 colors, okay? If you try 6 colors, you can see you lose some colors now. You could try 16 colors and see how things look. If you click this menu here, this gives you the most options, okay? We have it on a preset of 16 colors, but maybe you want to increase that to 20, okay? That's fine, increase it to 20. In terms of paths, 50% is usually good. Corners, you might want to reduce that a little bit, so we'll take it to 25%. And as far as noise goes, you probably recall we talked about noise when we did Photoshop, and really we're just trying to sharpen up edges when we play with noise. Okay, so so now this image is set in paths. Now let's say we actually want to do some things to these paths. I just hit the expand button there. If I click isolate group, oops, I can now click on individual pieces, okay? I could change these colors. I could do all kinds of things. I might go ahead and change these colors. Maybe instead of this being a real limey green, I'll add a little bit of black to it just to deepen it a bit. Maybe I'll do the same thing with this one, just deepen it slightly so it has a more earthy look to it. Whoops, and I clicked the same one, so I gotta make sure I click the right image there. You gotta double click when you see only the image that you want. Usually that's a good sign, and I'm gonna deepen that color a little bit too, and just keep double clicking to kind of eliminate. You got to make sure you only have the one you want. So again, I'll click on that. I'll go to fill. I'll add a little black to it. Might do it here too. And add a little black to it. Deepen the color slightly. Deepen this color slightly. You don't have to do this with these colors. I just want you to know that this is, you know, an option for you. You can certainly have this type of control, which you wouldn't if this was just a rasterized image. You wouldn't be able to really do anything to this, and these certainly wouldn't be shapes, and this wouldn't be vector, which means that if you wanted to say have this printed onto a t-shirt or something, you know, at least now you have a vector image that is going to print nicely onto whatever you would want to print it on. Okay, so here's what we're going to do now. We're going to go to Object. Let's just make sure we've got this whole thing selected. We're going to go to Object, we're going to go to Hide, and we're going to go to Selection. And I'm going to have to go back on that one because it's only selecting the exterior of this. So I'm going to go to Select All on Active Artboard. Okay, so now all of this is selected. And then I'll go to Object again and Hide and Selection. So now everything will go away. And that's what it'll come back, but for now it's gone away. The next thing I'm going to do is open the other file that you have, which is Map Edges. Okay, and so when we open Map Edges, it's going to open in a new window, and I'm simply going to select it. After I select it, I'm going to hit copy. I'm going to go back to my postcard. I'm going to go to edit, and I'm just going to go to paste in front. Okay, so now I've got this little map here. Now you probably remember this tool. Let me select this again. These three tools, there's the Draw Normal tool, there's the Draw Behind tool, and there's the Draw Inside tool. If you recall, with the Draw Inside tool, you could literally draw something and it would only be within the image. So let's say I want to make a circle, and if you click D on your keyboard, it'll change that circle to white with a black outline. So I just clicked D, and I'm going to go up here and I'm going to make a circle. And when I draw this circle, you can see that the circle is only drawn inside the map. Okay, so that was just a demonstration, and the reason I wanted to show you that is because now what you're going to do is you still have it in Draw Inside mode. Okay, so we're still in Draw Inside mode. So now you're going to go to Object and Show All. Okay, and there you see the blue again. So now the blue is back. You can see the paths behind, but right now they're not showing. So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to go to Edit, and you're going to go to Cut. And that cut away everything that was behind this little scroll type image here. Map edges, so they call it. All right. But right now you don't see the actual island. So to bring back the island, we're going to go to Excuse me. Oh, it's simple. I'm sorry. I'm having a brain freeze. Paste in front, okay? And nope. Paste. There we go. Paste. Just click paste. That's all you have to do. Sorry, I had a kind of a brain freeze there. All right, so I click paste, and so now the image is inside the map edges. All right, so I don't need the draw behind anymore, so I can click away from it. I can click, draw behind or draw normal. Go to my selection key. The only thing I want to do at this point is I want to give this a background. So I'm going to create a nice large rectangle that's going to extend to the bleed. So go all the way to the bleed, and when you get down to the bottom where the red line is, let go, okay? And right now, I'm gonna zoom out a little bit. Right now, my box is white. I'm probably going to change that, bringing this rectangle out a little further so it touches the bleed. That should be good enough. I want it to be behind, so I'm going to go to Arrange, Send Back. Okay, it's white. What color shall we make it? Come up with your own color, whatever you want. Do you like a gray? Do you want more of a beige? That's looking kind of green. Now it's starting to look a little sandy. That's a little bit of an earthy color. Kind of goes with my boat, so I might stick with that. If I look at the color mixer, 4, 10, 13, 21, but honestly, you pick whatever color you like. All right, so now we can go to View. Oops, unselect this. Go to View and go to Fit All in Window, so that now we can see everything. Anytime you see your objects looking faded out, just double click on your screen somewhere, because that can happen sometimes, and if that does, that means you're not going to be able to move your objects. So before I get too crazy with putting things where they need to be, I'm simply going to carry them over. And when I carry them over, I'm going to immediately go to Bring to Front. And then I'll carry this over. And just set it anywhere. Don't worry about it. Now, since it's not giving me my option here to Bring to Front, I'm just going to go to Object, Arrange, Bring to Front. Okay? Bring your boat over. Now it's giving me the Arrange, so I'll click Bring to Front. Hopefully this will. And this time it's not, so I'm going to go to Object, Arrange, Bring to Front. And last, my diamond will go here and Arrange, Bring to Front. All right, so now everything is on this board, which means I don't need this board anymore. So I'm going to go to View, and I'm going to go to Fit Artboard in Window, because this is the only artboard that I'm concerned with now. And now it's just about resizing and making some copies. When you're resizing things, if you hold your Shift key, you won't lose the dimensions. It'll stay in the right proportion. And I kind of didn't hit the Shift key when I did that, so that's why my boat didn't carry over exactly the way I wanted it to. So you're going to put your boat in the water, I'm going to move the diamond for a minute. This X is going to have to get a lot smaller, so again, hold the shift key. It'll make your life so much easier. Reduce the size, let go of the mouse, then let go. And you know what I do? I've realized why sometimes it doesn't always hold its shape for me, and that's because I tend to put 2 fingers on the mouse, and that's where I make my mistake. So once I get here, both fingers off the mouse, now I let go of the shift key and I don't lose my shape. All right, and if you feel like that needs to rotate or anything, you can certainly rotate that. Maybe you feel it needs to be just a little smaller. Okay, it's just meant to be an X, so X marks the spot. The next thing, my diamond, again, I'm going to hold the shift key. I'm going to reduce the size. This can be kind of small. And once you get it to the right size, I'll put one here. I need to make a copy of it, so I'll hit copy, edit again, hit paste. Now this diamond maybe will be a little smaller. Shift key, reduce my size. I want to see it. I don't want it to be too tiny. So I'll let go of my mouse, and that can be my diamond there. You can certainly rotate things if you feel like you don't want things to all be in the same direction. The bones. Again, we're going to resize it before we copy it. So I'm holding the shift key. That seems like a decent size. I'll bring it up here. Maybe turn it a little bit. Edit, copy, edit, paste. And we're gonna flip around a bit. Almost done. Our mountains are a little big. We're going to bring our mountains here. We're going to reduce the size of them. Hold the shift key if you don't want to lose your proportions. This can kind of come up above the island a little bit if you want it to. Make a copy, edit, paste. There's our second group of mountains. Maybe this one's going to be a little smaller. Hold your shift key so you don't lose your dimension or your proportion. Right. And I'm not sure I like that. Might just make that perfectly straight. Might make that perfectly straight too. Okay, so that's pretty much it. Okay, you've made all of these shapes. They ended up being reduced quite a bit in size, but the good thing is that you did make them all, and usually that's what we do. We draw big and then we reduce the size to what we need it to be. So good job, guys. There was a lot of tricky stuff to this, and just always remember, practice makes perfect. You're not going to get it the first time, but the great thing about this is you've been introduced to some new tools. This shaper tool is a very cool thing, and a lot of these other tools that we've done, things that we've done to constrain our angle to like 45 degrees, those types of things, they're all going to come in handy when you're working on other things. So nice job. All right, and you're done.